PFT OT on a Monday. All the things we weren't able to get to during the 2 hours we were on radio and TV together. Chris Simms, Mike Florio here with you. And even though are we allowed to say slow time on PFT OT without getting fined? We can't say it during PFT Live.
No, you said it. You've already said it. You're getting fined already. I'm not. This is very fast time. Fast times at Ridgemont High here. We got news coming everywhere.
Ridgemont High? Is it Ridgemont or Ridgemont?
Ridgemont.
And then there is plenty going on, and there was stuff we couldn't get to because there's been so much news that's emanated over the past few days. And I want to start with a quote from the Ravens quarterback's coach about Lamar Jackson. We talked about scrambling quarterbacks throughout the course of Monday's program, but they are seeing signs that Lamar Jackson is improving as a passer. Consistency in terms of throwing accurately, the mechanics involved repeating the motion. They certainly haven't been eliminated, but there are much fewer where did that come from this year when we watch Lamar practice. It looks better in many ways. The ball comes out cleaner. The timing looks better. I don't think you want many, if any, where did that come from a professional quarterback, but I guess it's good if there were some of those last year and there are fewer this year. That's progress.
Yeah, there is progress. This is the million-dollar question with Lamar Jackson, because I think we all sit here and go, yes, we like some of the things he's got as far as a skill set. We see some throws where we go, wow, that's special. It's sidearm throws down the field where it just looks like he can flick his wrist and do that. But, it's the ability, Mike, the little nuance at the quarterback position that you got to learn where, the linebacker's here. Okay, you got to put the ball here so he can't reach and get it. It's that much of a difference. In college football, the linebacker won't be right here. He'll be off the screen, and you can throw the ball anywhere and still catch it. But the room for error in the NFL, it becomes much, much less, and you got to be really accurate. You don't just – you got to almost hit bullseyes every throw. You might not have to hit the center of the bullseye, but get an edge of the bullseye, whatever it may be. And that's what the great ones have, like a Brady or a Breeze or a Rodgers. They can just give their guy just enough of a location of a ball to give them an advantage to run after the catch. And that's where Lamar Jackson, we did not see it last year. And I know you and I both questioned whether they can realistically run that same offense once again and be so run dominant and win football games that way. I would say no, and they're going to have to rely on his arm and his decision-making and his accuracy at some point during the year, I would imagine, in 2019.
And one of the things that fascinates me, the extent to which teams try or don't try to keep opponents guessing by the things they say throughout the course of the offseason. But this is one of the reasons why Bill Belichick never says anything. You don't want anyone to know what you're going to do. You want your opponents to constantly be in a state of confusion.
Right.
And with the Ravens, who knows? Unless they're setting up like a rope-a-dope for their opponents and they're going to come out and throw the ball all over the place. We think they're going to run it. They say they're going to throw it. What are they really going to do? And I don't know, maybe they've injected enough confusion into all of this, but we expect to see a run-heavy offense. But don't expect Lamar Jackson to run the ball 20-plus times a game. Owner Steve Bisciotti's already said he's not going to do that, and I think they are going to try to develop him as a passer this year. Cam Newton has been a great passer during his time in the NFL. Hard to pass, though, when you have a bad shoulder. He's had surgery on the shoulder. He was spotted a week or two ago throwing at off-season workouts. Chris, he is going to be throwing at mandatory minicamp this week. That was the headline that the Panthers announced on Saturday, but when you look at it more carefully, he's going to be on a pitch count. It's going to be stationary targets, no team drills, no 7-on-7, no 11-on-11. So is he really throwing if he's just basically engaged in target practice at this point?
Yeah, no, I know. What will it totally be there? You're right. I mean, hey, listen, any throwing's good. I think that's really where we got to start. Just we're glad he's throwing. He's got to get his arm back in shape, get the muscles used to the motion once again, and you can continually ramp it up from there. So these are positive signs, definitely. I mean, I know the last few weeks we've been talking about his arm a lot. I'd be a little concerned if he hadn't thrown and we go into training camp and then he's starting there and you're going to have a heavy workload, and can he catch up and really be the guy he needs to be by week one? Where we're at this point, what he's actually going to do in Carolina as far as practice. Is it just going to be the one-on-one drills? Is it going to be routes versus air where there's no defense out there? How much can he really put the pedal to the metal throwing the football? I don't know, but regardless, it's good that he's going to get out there and get the range of motion going and those things going to where he could be the Cam Newton we want him to be or we're used to him being.
That's going to be the key. Has to get healthy, has to stay healthy. And if those things all fall together, and it may be a big if at this point now that he's 30, but if that happens, he could have a season like we saw 4 years ago when he was the NFL's MVP. All right, wear and tear on player bodies, something we talk about all the time. How about this wrinkle as it relates to the team that has emerged as really the best sustained franchise in league history? The New England Patriots, over the last 6 years, have played 7 full football seasons, 16 extra games via the postseason played in 6 years. That is amazing to me. And you know what? That's another argument that maybe the NFL can point to when they say, let's add a couple of regular season games. Right. The Patriots add a couple of regular season games minimum every year. They've played an extra full season over the last 6, and they're surviving and they're thriving. Yeah, no, yes, they are. Now, New England's cutting edge in all areas. Training, Bill Belichick's always looking for new ways to practice, maximize everything he can do in the day. I know they've really improved their facilities up there. We've heard the coaches have those sleeping chambers where they can go in, players can use them. So they're obviously doing something right. I know the NFL will be able to point towards that, but this is New England. They're different than the other 31 organizations in football. They've kind of proven that they're on a different level. When I first read this, Mike, really the first thing I thought of was, wow, that's such a testament to the Patriots, okay? And just their mental toughness, their physical toughness. They're the ultimate four-quarter team. We talk about how they run wind sprints, right, late in the season, unlike most teams. But what year is this for Brady? How many years has he played a playoff football? That's where I didn't look this up because I didn't know we were going to do this right here at PFT OT. But I'd like to see how many years has he extended beyond with just the playoff times, because it's unbelievable. That's a great point. That's a great point because they were in the playoffs 01, right, 03, 04, 05, 06, 07. He was injured in 08. Right. And then every year since 2009, they've been in the postseason. I got to think that's an extra 40 games. 40 games, wow. 2.5 more seasons. 2.5 more seasons to already an unbelievably long career. That's amazing for Tom Brady as well. But it's just, I'm not surprised by any of this. Are you? New England is just so on a different level. You said it. It's the greatest domination of 2 decades I can ever remember, not only in football, but I think in any sport. Is it passing the Celtics of the 50s and 60s now? I don't know. It's up there, right? Well, and when you consider how things are set up so there isn't and won't be a dominant team, the fact that they are as dominant as they've been makes it even more impressive. Basically, Bill Belichick has cracked the code on every competitive edge. He does everything within the confines of the rules for the most part, although we've had a couple of incidents in the past, and who knows what to really make of any of that. But for the most part, 99.9%, it's been figuring out what the rules are and how to use the rules to your advantage, how to use the calendar to your advantage, how to do everything you can to get your guys healthy, keep them healthy, get them ready, get them prepared, and go out and win football games. And then within the confines of those games, situational football, doing what you have to do, Chris, to ultimately prevail in the one statistical category that matters. Points scored versus points allowed. That's right. That's it. And the Patriots keep finding a way to do it. Yes, they do. And that's the one thing I learned, in my short time up there. It's always not only detailed, but not like set in their ways detailed, right? If there's, you bring a better way, a more concise way of doing something, thinking of something, they're all for it. And that's where Bill Belichick, I think, is amazing to me because, he's old school, he's a curmudgeon, but he's very welcoming of the new school and the new ways and looking for new things. And that's really why he's... But I think the ultimate testament to old school is doing that. You're right. Because that's what they did in the old school. You're right. They always looked for ways to get ahead of the competition. So it's not just, hey, we're going to do the single wing for the next 50 years. It is, here's what we do now, but we're always looking for something better we can do. And is there somebody out there doing something better that we can do? So it's that constant, not just creativity, because you do come up with your own ideas, but it's that constant willingness to take things that other teams have figured out that are working for them. So you almost have to have that. It's almost like a lack of shame where you will steal any idea that you can find if you can make it work for your team. Ultimately, it's 11 on 11. You have only so many resources. They have only so many resources, and you do what you can. And the Patriots have figured it out unlike anyone else. And it's we spend the offseason talking about this team and that team, and maybe they can turn around, maybe they can turn it around. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
I just feel like we're going to be talking about the Patriots all over again. All right. Tom Brady beat Jared Goff in Super Bowl 53, 13-3. The Rams didn't score many points. Carson Wentz scored his new contract. The Rams said Friday that they're not on the same timetable as the Eagles, so they're creating the impression they're not ready to move on a deal for Goff. But, Chris, you raised an interesting point that we didn't talk about on the TV side. What if Goff wants more than Wentz? What if Goff looks at this and says, 4 years, $128 million for a guy who gets injured all the time, a guy who's never played in a playoff game? I took my team to the Super Bowl.
Right.
I'm worth more than Carson Wentz. Don't give me that 4 years, $128. I want more.
Yeah, no, it made me wonder what could the Rams get away with Goff? What would Goff's camp be satisfied with a number right now? Yeah, I mean, he certainly would have a great argument in saying, no, I mean, I go to the playoffs, I've been to the Super Bowl, I've been durable, I've been playing, all that. Now, the Rams could privately say, Gak, well, we just don't think you're as talented as Carson Wentz, but I don't think they're going to say that to him. So, yeah, to me, it just was, would Goff accept this deal right now? And if he would accept something similar to it and maybe a little bit more, if you're the Rams, why wouldn't you do it right now and just start getting it going? I mean, because this is a great deal for the Eagles, and I would, like you said during the show, I mean, 4 years from now, there's a good chance Wentz is going to look at this and go, "Damn, I'm grossly underpaid." So yeah, there's that aspect of it, but they gave him some great guarantees to go along with it that make him happy there. What is that number for Goff? What are the Rams willing to give? Is this all just posturing because they want to see one more year? I mean, there's just a lot of things that kind of go through my head with Jared Goff.
Hey, let me tell you, I want to see one more year if I'm a player because there's going to be a new CBA potentially, new TV deals. The world can change dramatically, and unless the team is going to give me protection by ensuring that my cap number, my compensation will always be a set percentage of the cap no matter how high it goes, I want to wait before I lock in because there's a chance this thing's going to mushroom over the next few years, and Carson Wentz will really be looking at it saying, man, I got screwed on this because the salary cap's $250 million now instead of $188. All right, Jameis Winston, another guy who's trying to prove his worth and earn a second contract. Bruce Arians had some recent comments that were very intriguing because, we used to hear a lot about quarterbacks using the virtual reality products that are out there to get live reps without getting live reps.
Right.
And when you've only got limited time to have practice and contact, etc., if you can simulate what it's like to have to make decisions in real time, it's worth it. Well, plenty of teams are still using virtual reality. We're going to be writing some stuff about this later in the week. It kind of went underground a little bit. I think what happened was we were hearing about all the teams using it, Chris.
Yeah.
And then it came out the Patriots were using it, and the Patriots got pissed.
Right.
And I think the people who provide that technology kind of went into a shell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now it's still a very popular device. Remember, Carson Palmer used it in Arizona with Bruce Arians, and Bruce Arians is hoping that Jameis Winston will do it. And it makes sense, especially when you're prone to make bad decisions. Improve your ability to make decisions by putting yourself in as many situations as possible, Chris, where you are seeing things unfold, blitzers are coming at you, guys are dropping into coverage, and you have to make good decisions in real time.
That's right. There's only so many reps you can get in the offseason. You're always trying to look for an advantage. I've put one of these things on before. I've never really gone through a full session. I would love to do it at some point. I think you're totally right, Mike. I think most teams, if not every team in football, has this going on right now. I mean, if you're a quarterback, you're crazy. Why would you not want to use it? I would want it, especially if I'm a younger player. There's just so many things that go into running one play, in the NFL. And to be able to, put something on and go, okay, they're in this defensive front, and you can kind of go through the mental checklist. Ooh, when they're in this defense, they run this type of blitz. Okay, let me, imitate the mechanics I need to do. You know how you always hear Tom Brady go Mike 50, Mike 50. Those are things quarterbacks got to do at the line of scrimmage. They help you get just more comfortable with the process of being a quarterback, let alone not only the closest thing you're going to get as far as live reps, like you said, to see people moving around and to get a little feeling of when's the right time to pull the trigger to throw the football. And, okay, it's time to move on to the second read and, do my eyes go there, all those things. I think it's an unbelievable tool, and just the continuing growing of quarterbacks and technology and football is just what's making the sport awesome.
Arians said the Buccaneers have been working to put Winston in really difficult situations. good idea because he tends to crumble all too often when he gets into those difficult situations. But with the virtual reality software, Striver is what the Buccaneers use. You put the goggles on, you can watch our practice area instead. You can turn around and see the coaches behind you. It's the entire blitz drill, so you can sit in your living room and practice all day without sweating. And it's us practicing. It's not a video game. It's actual practice. Carson Palmer had it in his house, and that was Thursday night for him every week. All the blitz pickups, you can see both wide receivers, you can see everything.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It makes sense. It makes sense. And if it makes you better, if it helps you wire your brain so that you can make a better decision in that one moment, that could be the difference between win or a loss. I mean, break it down.
Yeah.
It could be the difference between completion or incompletion, which could be difference between touchdown or no touchdown, which is difference between win or lose. And that one win could be difference between playoffs or no playoffs, which is difference between Super Bowl or no Super Bowl.
You're right.
It's from that extra work.
Trickle-down effect. You know, we always hear the phrase, right, Mike, you know, oh, the game has slowed down for them. You know, the game slows down for people when they're comfortable and they've gotten a lot of reps and they go, oh, okay, this is just another day at the office. Well, here's a tool that can do that. You know, yeah, think about that. Thursday night, okay, whoa, here's all the other teams' blitzes. You know, we ran in practice. You get one more chance to digest it and be mentally comfortable to where, yeah, when you get on the game on Sunday afternoon, all of a sudden you go, oh, here comes, you know, the will linebacker and the free safety. They're creeping down. I've seen this before. I've gone through the mental gymnastics. And now you're free to be good at everything else. Like you said, now, oh, my mind's clear. I'm not thinking about what I might need to do because I've already done it. And my mind's clear. So now I can make a good decision and now throw the accurate football, which you're saying then goes into the trickle-down effect of the success of your game, your team, that drive, whatever it may be. Phenomenal tool. I would really like to try it out. At some point, I think you and me should both do that.
I can picture you in that virtual reality headset. You really would complete the Captain Planet ensemble with that. I think that would be the...
Yes.
And then
Yeah. I can make it work.
I'm trying to think of a good witty comment to make here, but I'm tapped out. We've been going for 3.5 hours.
Yeah, you know, you've been going for a long time. I know. I don't know what it had to do with Captain. I mean, it'll fit my costume as far as Captain Planet, but yeah, you're right. I don't know really where you're going with that one. Nice try.
I don't either. It's just the look. It's the look, right?
Yes.
All right. That's it for us. We're going to take a break until 6 a.m. tomorrow, 7 a.m. for Chris because he's lazy.
Yeah.
And one of these, you know what? One of these days when I am in Connecticut, you should come early and do the radio hour.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
How about if I move there?
I'm in. If you move here, I'll be here at 6 a.m. radio, okay?
Every day?
I think so. I don't know about that yet. I'd have to see. I got to look at my contract.
I don't want to.
You don't even want to go down there?
That rabbit hole. No.
All right, good.
Maybe we can get you an interview with the Jets to improve your contract a little bit.
Okay, thanks.
I'm not going down that rabbit hole either. That's it. We're going to take a break. Yes, we are. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Have a great Monday.
See ya.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.